Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you a fun little card using the retiring Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper. So as you know, the last 3 weeks, or maybe you don't know, so go out and check, but the last 3 weeks I have been doing a farewell tour for the retiring products and papers from the Stampin' Up! Catalog. The catalog that's retiring looks like this. And not all of the products, of course, but a fair amount of products so that we can make room for the new stuff coming on May 4th. And I shouldn't call it stuff because it's gorgeous. The papers, the stamp sets, the embellishments. I can't wait for you to be able to order that and get it in your hands to start creating as well. So today I'm going to be working with the Designer Series paper from the Artistry Blooms. I do want to point out I have my host code posted up here. This will be good through 8 p.m. April 30th. Which is Friday. And it's the end of this month has come by so fast. So Friday, 8 p.m., if you place an order with me at Create with Brenda, and it totals over $50 in product, I have a host code gift this month that is the basic white note cards and envelopes. It's 20 thick cardstock notes that measure 3.5 by 5. And so you get 20 card bases and 20 envelopes. So it's a great deal. I hope you'll cash in on the host gift. The other thing too I want to point out is that on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock I post a video on Facebook if you're on Facebook. And this week I will be featuring projects that use the note cards. So be sure to check out Create with Brenda on Facebook Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. All right, let's get started with today's project. This paper, I'm going to move the catalog. This paper is gorgeous. It's got all of this, and my small little samples here don't really do it justice, but it has like this ombre look, and there's like bright colors. Let me grab another big piece of the paper. So you can see it's kind of that watercolor, but yet ombre. And then this is the one that I'll be doing a project with tomorrow, right here on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. But it's beautiful paper, and I'm just saying you need to get it while you can, because this is only available for order until May 3rd. And May 3rd sounds so far away, but that's Monday already. So craziness. Time is just flying by here. So the other thing, or the other products I'm going to be using today that I want to share with you, and these are available until the end of June, so June 30th. The Hey Chick, and then there's the coordinating dies with this. They're called the Chick dies, and they're awesome. There's like this little chicken coop. There's little stalks of corn that are so detailed, even with the ears of corn that you can make for on it. The chicken wire die cut, the cute little signs, wooden stump, and then of course it outlines the chickens from the set. So if you are into chickens, now is the time to purchase them. You know how it is. It's spring. We got to get our chickens so that they're laying eggs. All right, and then the other set, and this one will carry over, or has carried over, to the new catalog. So today I'm going to be using the Hey Birthday Chick. And I had a customer who was asking the question about how do I get more balloons on my project. So today I'm going to show you how to make this card and add these extra balloons to our little one balloon chick right here. All right, so let's get started. It's a pretty quick, pretty easy card. There's a fair amount of die cutting. So I have gone ahead and I already have die cut the, let me grab my pieces here. Did you hear my coffee cup in the way? All right, so I've already die cut the little picket fence. And I did 3 of the happy birthdays. I did 1 in Melon Mambo, 1 in Mango Melody, and then 1 in Basic White. The designer series paper measures 4 by 5 1/4. And of course I have a standard card base. A2 measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and I've already creased that. So there's our card base. I have a basic white medium envelope. And then I also have a scrap piece of designer series paper that measures 2 1/4 by 6, and this is going to be for the flap on our envelope, okay? So let's start off. We'll just go ahead and put our piece of designer series paper on our card base, and then I'm going to just set that off to the side. As you can see, I have die cut the chicken, and I am using the light Mango Melody. I'm using the light Magenta Madness and the dark Magenta Madness. Now, the Mango Melody, as you can see, are retiring, and I would need to look in, you'll need to look in and see if they are still available, because I'm really not sure at this point. Stuff is going out of the last chance product sale pretty quickly these days, so you'll need to check in and see if those are there. I colored 2 of our 3 balloons that we're going to make for our card, and I just saved this one. I'm going to color, and then I'm going to show you how to die cut. As you can see, I did a partial stamp, and then I'm just going to do a partial die cut so that I end up with another piece that looks like this, okay? All right, so I'm just going to go along the edge here with my Stampin' blend, and I'm using the bullet tip for this. And that was using the dark. And then I'm going to bring in the light, and I'm just going to kind of go right along the edge and kind of pull that color forward. And I'm leaving the ends with like a brush stroke. Can you see that? And the reason I'm doing that is I don't want a hard line when we start blending with the Mango Melody here. And again, I'm using the light. I want the bullet end because I'm going to do the little, I don't know what you call that, the little place where you blow up the balloon, the opening to our balloon. Let's call it that. And then I'm just going to start going in a circular motion. And what it does is it lays down the color for the, I don't know if you can really see because of my hand, lays down the color for the Mango Melody, but it also blends into and softens that line with the Magenta Madness. So once that dries, you get more of this blended look, okay? So I'm going to leave that dry. And before I get rid of my light Mango Melody, I'm going to take the bullet tip and I'm just going to kind of go along just the tips of her little wings here. And then I did these little squiggles along where her feathers are here. It just gives it a little bit more color when we lay it down on our cardstock. But I really do want the a lot of the white to show, to keep her front and center. She's our focal point on our card here. I think she's just so cute. All right, so now it's time to start assembling. I'm going to bring our card base back in. You know what? I got a little bit ahead of myself. Is what I want to do is this that we set aside to dry. I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And you'll see my plates are well loved, but they're still working, so I'm still using them. I'm going to lay this down just like that. I'm going to line up my die where I want it. And then I'm just going to take a piece of Post-it note here. Once I get it lined up, and I'm just going to put that in place. That holds it so that when I run this through, and remember with the mini, you want to stagger your plates. You don't want them all lined up even. Makes it a lot easier to roll it through your machine. All right, I'm just going to fold this up and put it off to the side. That mini is just a lifesaver for your desktop. If you don't have one, I'd be happy to help you get one. All right, I'm just going to lift, and now we have just this piece of our balloon, like that. And that's, I mean, I did that obviously twice so that I would have the 3 balloons for our project here. Okay. All right, now we're ready. I'm going to bring this in, and using our Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, I'm just going to give a little touch to each of the fence posts there, and I'll lay that down to the right side of the card toward the bottom. All right, then I'm going to take our Mango Melody Happy Birthday, and I'm just going to lightly add just a little bit of glue. You don't need much. And I'm going to adhere that to the Melon Mambo and just offset it a little bit. And that's why you want to use the liquid glue. It gives you just a second to, can you see how that's offset? Let me put it on the envelope and then you'll be able to see it better. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add some liquid glue to the back of our basic white Happy Birthday. And then we're going to layer that again so that it makes it pop when we put it on our card. All right, so I'm going to bring in our chick, and using some standard size dimensionals, I'm just going to add a few on here to hold her in place. And then I'm going to put one on the balloon. Take the wax paper backs off. And then we're getting close here. Flip that over. And I'm going to put her right about there. All right. Then I can add this I'll take my paper snips and I'm just going to snip off those tail feathers. We don't need those. And I'm going to add another dimensional to the back. And I'm just going to put that in here. And then this one, let's snip off the tail feathers again. And this one I'm not going to add a dimensional to. I'm just going to simply put some of our, do you notice me using my silicone mat? That just saves my work surface from getting all these little sticky spots on them from my adhesives. Kind of saves my project. So I'm just going to put that third balloon in there like that, so it looks kind of like a grouping, okay? And now our finishing sentiment for the front. Again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back, and then I'm just going to set that right in here. All right, so there we have our decorated front. But what would it be, right, without some bling? These are the Artistry Blooms adhesive backed sequins, and they're really nice to use. Of course, the Take Your Pick tool, and I've chosen the pointed tool here. You also have a spatula blade that just screws in to your tool. And then I'm going to take one of these and just put it right up here on one of the balloons. I'll take a big one and put that right down here by the happy birthday. And then let's use a smaller one here and just add that right in. So see, just gives it that extra little sparkle. And then for the inside of our card, I want to use the I'm going to be using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. We're going to use this little dancing chick and then the Let's Celebrate You. So is what I want to do first is I'm going to ink up the Let's Celebrate You, and I'm just going to put it at an angle. I'm going to ink up again and put that just right in here and one down here. So we've got just like this crazy party going on inside of our card. Then this little dancing chick, I'm gonna, with the party hat, I'm gonna ink her up and I'm gonna fit her right in here. And there she is. Cute, right? Now, to give that a little bit of added bling, I'm going to bring our light Mango Melody back in with the bullet point. Color her beak. Color her feet. And then we'll bring in the light Magenta Madness. And you guys, I don't know if you've ever noticed this with the blends, but there's a thick line and a thin line. This is your paintbrush end. This is your bullet end, okay? And I'm just going to give her hat a little accent. And then I feel like we need just a couple little sparkles in here too. So I'm going to take one of the big sequins, another big sequin, and a little one. There. Now it looks like a party inside that card. And then remember here at Create with Brenda, my same ending to almost every video, but we cannot have naked envelopes. So I have this scrap piece, as I told you, of designer series paper that measures 2 1/4 by 6. Excuse me, my coffee. And I'm going to take my adhesive, Stampin' Seal, and I can see I'm almost out. Can you see the red? the warning sign, you're almost out. I've got extra refills in my cupboard, so no worries there. And if you are new to Stampin' Seal, don't throw your case away because there's refillable cartridges for the inside. I'm just going to lay this down on the crease, give it a good press, and then when we flip it over, our envelope flap gives us the outline, and with the sharp little snips, it makes it very easy just to go right along there. And even to follow that flap as a guide for your corners. All right, so there's our pretty envelope. But I feel like our envelope needs one of these little party chicks too. So we'll give a little dance there on the front of our little jumping chick on the front of our card. And then of course, now you're going to want to touch lightly and not go over it a lot because alcohol markers do bleed through the back of the card, as you can see right here on the back of mine. So when you use these, you really want them, layered so that you don't see that bleed through. Unless it doesn't bother you, then go for it. But so there's our fun envelope. Here's our fun card. And I hope you loved today's project. Check back with me tomorrow. We'll be doing one more project as a farewell to the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper. And I'll be using the coordinating stamp set that goes with that too. So have a great day, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.